these tips and having these sessions. I think you're having them, every other week or once a month. I think that's fantastic. And I'm really excited, Scott, that we have a great relationship going, and I love supporting you and your brokers. And I think you've added a really great burst of energy to our sales team. So everyone who's got Scott in the region, I just think you're in great hands, absolute great hands.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate that. That's really nice.
Okay, so my topic for today is Google My Business. And what I'm going to do is I've broken this up into part 1 and part 2. I always find when I hold any kind of sessions with brokers on Google My Business or social media is that everybody's at a different spot and everybody has different questions. So today I am just going to focus on part 1, and that is how to open a Google My Business account and how to get reviews on your Google My Business, and then how to get extra leverage out of them. That's part 1, and that's today. And we're going to talk about opening a Google My Business account, and it takes a couple weeks to get that verified with Google. And so when everybody has their code and has their accounts up and running and is familiar with them, then we can do part 2, additional strategies to leverage your Google My Business. So if you already have a Google account and you're already getting reviews, you might not want to be on this call because you can wait until part 2. Okay, I just wanted to make it clear what we are covering today and set expectations up front. Okay, so what is Google My Business? So first off, to do that, why don't we do a demo, and that way we'll go to, is everybody seeing Oshawa Mortgage Broker at the top there? Or are you still seeing my PowerPoint?
We're still seeing the PowerPoint on my end here. So.
Okay, so that means I have to stop sharing.
No, it's okay, yeah. It happens.
And then I have to reshare. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can everybody see at the top here, Oshawa Mortgage Broker?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I just Googled Oshawa Mortgage Broker. I haven't specifically put in any broker's name. When I scroll down here, so these are all Google My Business listings right here. And when I scroll down here, I see David Hetty Mortgage Intelligence. So David is very fortunate, and he's fortunate because he's been at this for a really long time. He works his website and he works his Google My Business account. So he shows up actually right at the top here. This is an ad, David Hetty Mortgage Intelligence. So the power of this is I've Googled Oshawa Mortgage Broker and David Hetty shows up here. Now, if you Google this on your phone, his phone number shows up as a live link. So if you're on your phone, you Google Oshawa Oshawa Mortgage Broker and David Hetty comes up. Again, it might be different depending on your location. He might not quite show up if it depends it's all dependent on your location. But then his phone number is on my phone. I just click it and he gets a phone call. It's so fast and so quick. So having one of these Google My Business accounts and ranking high really will get you direct phone calls when somebody does it on a mobile search. The other benefit is here he's got 57 reviews, and reviews are really, really important in today's world. It's social proof. I can't tell you how many times once brokers get up on going on this, they start realizing that yes, people do check out those reviews. We all do it. I don't buy anything without checking reviews. So reviews are just part of our society. We live and breathe reviews before we make any decisions. So you want to make sure that you have reviews out there on your business. That is so critical. So I've Googled Oshawa Mortgage Broker, and just recently, Rose Balden. I'm going to Google Mortgage Works Oakville. Okay, this is her account right over here. So it didn't come up here because I didn't do Oakville Mortgage Broker. She's just new at this, so she's not coming up right at the top yet, but she's certainly working it, and I do expect that she will get up there. So here again is her Google My Business account, link to the website, of course, the phone number, and you'd be surprised at how many people Google your name. And you want to be associated with one of these accounts. You want your reviews to be read. Now, Rose, I helped her I took her through this entire process, walked her through it, said, here's how you open your account. She did it. She says, what's next? I said, you've got to wait for your postcard from Google. She got that. She activated her account. I showed her how to do the reviews. And literally, once she sent out the review email through Boss, Ann and I were it was like, we just get so excited when these campaigns work. And she kept messaging us all day. She says, I just can't believe the response to this. And she was overwhelmed that so many of her clients wanted to give her reviews. She just had never asked them. Clients do like to do that. We're all used to giving reviews if we've had good service. Oh yeah, that's right now. It's part of our culture. Let me give a review. So very quickly, she got 81 Google reviews and was just really thrilled with the outcome and definitely notices it. Okay, so that she does want to eventually show up when I Google Oakville Mortgage Broker to get to that same place where David Hetty was. Okay, so I'm going to stop this share and go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, share. All right. Let me just go back here. Okay, how to open an account. This is the link to open an account, or you can just Google how open Google My Business. It's very simple. You just start opening it. We can walk through that very quickly if you want. But basically, this is the URL. Scott can send that out, or just Google how to open Google My Business, and you'll come up with
Hello?
Yep. You'll come up with the steps to just walk through it, set it up, answer all the questions. It's really quite self-explanatory on how to open up the account. Again, the process is very self-explanatory. You put in your address, basic business information. There is an opportunity to put in your business description, which I like to call your elevator pitch about how you position yourself and what you offer. And then you just fill out all the basic sections. And then once you're done, your account won't go live immediately because you need to wait for a verification code from Google because they want to make sure you're real. This is a frustrating part of it. They used to do verifications by where they'd call you and give you a code, but now it's through these postcards and they'll send it to your address. They want to make sure the address is real. And then once you get it, you'll get a verification code. You go back into your account and you simply activate it, and then you can start getting reviews. Okay, so when you start getting your reviews, and that's the really exciting part, I will show you how to customize your review link. Okay. So let me go back to Zoom. Oh. Can you guys hear me?
I don't think so. We can hear you, but
I can hear you loud and clear.
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm still on. I wasn't sure if I was still on or not, guys. I've just got to try to show, okay, here we go.
We're all muted is why, Kelly.
Okay. Let me just try to show small. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, I got to try to get back to the screen where I can, what screen are you seeing right now?
Right now, we're just on the getting reviews, 1 through 5.
Okay.
That's all we have right there, so.
I'm trying to get back to the controls and I can't seem to do that. I don't know why.
Huh.
Hmm.
Huh.
Okay. Launch meeting.
Is it because I'm on as well, or is it?
No, I don't know what it is. I'm probably just not that familiar with Zoom to, I'm just trying to find back that page where I can share my screen.
It should be at the top or the bottom, I think. The view options at the top, you can just hit the.
Mhm.
It
I'm
should
seeing
say sharing
everybody's
screen.
tiles, but I can't find this shares button anymore. The screen.
And so if you go to the top and just go to the cursor to the top, it should drop down or it should drop up.
No, it's not.
Isn't it at the bottom?
Yeah,
It's at the bottom, but I've simply lost it, and that's too bad. Well, anyways, my PowerPoint is still showing.
Yeah,
Okay, I can't quite show you the example. Oh, here it is, guys. My
got
bad.
it. There we
On
go. We're back on track. Thanks, Kelly.
Okay.
Oh, technical difficulties.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, guys, I'm back at it again. I can't find that box. Okay, so we're still on my PowerPoint. You can still
Now
see
we're
what,
off. Now we're off the PowerPoint.
okay. Ah, okay, share screen.
Mhm.
Okay, everybody can see this screen?
Yep, there we go.
All right. Okay, so now I'm actually in one of our brokers' accounts here. This is Southwestern Ontario Mortgage Intelligence. It's Besnick's account. And what I'm going to show you here is when you scroll down.
Kelly, I don't think we're seeing that just now. We're seeing Rose Baldwin still.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Oh, share. Share screen.
I think, sorry, if I can jump in, I think it's just because maybe are you going off of the screen that you're on, Kelly? Because
Can you guys see this Mortgage Intelligence Southwestern Ontario?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good now.
Okay, we're good. Okay.
Thanks, Jennifer.
So this is now Besnick's account. It's his home page. Okay. So once you scroll down here, you see this box here. It says get more reviews, share review form. Okay. So they will have a standard Google link here for you that you can copy and paste. But I think it's great where you can customize it. So you can change it up. So he has Mortgage Intelligence Southwestern Ontario as his Google review link. So he just copies that. And if he ever puts it into his email, you can see that it's related to his business. Okay, so you just copy that. And then you've got a customized review link to start getting your Google reviews.
I'm sorry, you can change that link to anything you want?
Yes, yes, yes. You can have a custom review link. And what I used to recommend is taking your review link, just copying it when you Google yourself and shortening it. But this is what I found there was it didn't always work perfectly. It depended where you got it from, on your desktop or your mobile. But this way, if you use this link and you customize it, one, it looks great customized to your business. And two, it works well on all platforms. So it's really powerful to be able to customize that link. And when we realized this, it was really great for Ann and I because it just made the whole process so much easier. Okay. So now I go back to my PowerPoint. Okay. So are we back? Is everyone seeing my PowerPoint or not?
No, we're still back on the request views. There you go.
Okay. Share screen. PowerPoint. Share.
There we go. We're good.
Okay. So you've now got your review link and you've customized it to your business. So now you want to go back to your clients and ask them for reviews. Obviously, you want to review your review list first because there are going to be clients that you aren't sure of if they are going to give you a good review or not. So go through the list and pick people that, wow, you know, I'm pretty confident I'll get good reviews from these people. Obviously, you guys are also great. There might only be one or two that you want to leave off your list. So then your first question is, do I want to go to Gmail addresses only or all of my database? So you're probably wondering, why are you asking about Gmail addresses only? Well, if you send somebody ask a request for a Google review and they have a Gmail address, what that means is they're already signed in to Google. So when they click that review link, it's really powerful because their 5 boxes open up and they just touch the 5th box, 5 boxes are lit up, they write the review and they click submit. It's very, very easy. If you don't send it to a Gmail address, then you don't really know if they have a Google account. If somebody isn't logged into Google, what does that mean? It means that when they click on that link, they're going to be asked to log in. And we all know how frustrating that is. You're asking people to take a few minutes out of their day to give you a review. And if you send it to them and then, oh, wait a minute, I got to log in. And, you know, we all live in this world where we think everybody's on Google, everybody has a Google account, everybody's on Gmail, you know, but that's not necessarily the case. You know, not everybody uses Gmail and not everybody logs into their Google account. So you do have a higher success rate if you do send it to just your clients with Gmail addresses. And we know from experience in going through brokers' databases that a lot of clients have Gmail addresses. And if you send it to them with just Gmail addresses, you really, really get a high success rate. And what I often recommend is, you know, segment your database, Gmail addresses, send them the Google review link. For everybody else, ask them for a Facebook review, because Facebook reviews are just as powerful. You want reviews on all these platforms. Or if a client isn't even on Facebook, you can just ask them for a review by email. And then you can put that on your website and you can leverage it on your social medias. I'm going to show you examples of. So again, we feel if you send it to Gmail, I like to get both Google reviews and Facebook reviews. And so I typically recommend that you send it to Gmail addresses first, and then everybody else ask for a Facebook review. But other brokers have said, no, you know what? I want to send it to everybody. I really want to try to get as many reviews as I can. And that does work as well. You know, so the client will say, oh, I've got to sign in. Some will just say, oh, you know what? I don't know anything about that. I'm not going to do it, and just walk away. And others will sign in because they can. They do know that what this is all about. Okay. So you send out your review email and, you know, hopefully the reviews start pouring in the way they did for Rose and for Besnick, executing the campaign that we have on Boss. But keep in mind too, that if you go out to a first group and they didn't respond, there's nothing wrong with asking again. Okay. You can always go out and ask for Google reviews over and over again. You can pick your time of how often you want to ask. I know David Hetty, and one of the reasons he has so many great 5-star reviews and ranks so high is he will ask up to 5 times. And clients don't mind. They do want to help you, and they often do want to give you that review. So once you've gone back to your clients, what's the next step? Then you ask all new clients on a going forward basis. So then this becomes part of your process. Okay. All right. So is the email showing up with Besnick? Yep. Okay.
You got it, yep.
So this is the email that we have on Boss. We've executed this exact email many times for brokers. And this is how it looks on Boss. The subject is a quick favor. Now, Bez added this line here. This isn't a standard line. I hope you and your family are staying well and happy during this unusual fall. He executed this campaign in the fall. Okay. I'm touching base to ask a quick favor. Increasingly, people are checking out online reviews for virtually all services. That's why I'd appreciate if you could take a few minutes today, give me a 5-star review. Go right ahead and ask for that 5-star review on the service and experience you had with me as your mortgage broker. Here is the link directly to my Google business page. So that's where you put the link. And your testimony will help ensure that I can focus the majority of my time providing the best service and experience to my clients. Thank you in advance for your help. And as always, if you have any questions and want to explore more options in your financial future, please feel free to get in touch at any time. So again, he's just saying, you know, and also too, you know, he also got a few client emails back, you know, wanting to talk to them about mortgages. So this email is on Boss, and we also have a list set up that you can send directly to just your email, just your Gmail clients, or you can execute to all. It just depends, again, how you want to execute your campaign. So I'm going to hand this over to Anne McLaughlin, who is going to show you how to, or show you where this is in Boss. Thank you, Anne.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I just had to unmute myself there. Can everybody hear me? Scott, you can give me a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, and yes,
Thank
we
you.
can.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so hello, everybody, and I'm very happy to be invited to do this demo for you. I'm not usually sort of on stage in the spotlight person, as Kelly will attest, so a tiny bit nerve-wracking for me, but bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to now share my screen. Ta-da. Okay.
You're all set there. We can see you.
All right. Perfect. Okay, so you should be seeing a Boss 5.1 screen here. Most of you would know what this looks like, and I'm actually logged in to Besnick's account. Just figured that we'd use an actual live account here to show the demo. So I'm in the contacts module because we've created the template and the associated view for this campaign within the contacts module instead of the deals module. So most of you probably have spent most of your time in Boss under deals, but for this, you'll want to go into contacts. So any email campaign has a few moving parts. There's who you want to send it to, what you want to send, when, and then the last piece is consent, which I'll sort of get into at the end. So the first thing you have to do, actually, because most of the templates that we've created and made public for our brokers are basically just plug and play. They don't require any changes on your part, any customization, because we've used variable fields that will bring in data from your profile, or variable fields that will pull in data from the contact card or the deal itself in the deals module. This one is a bit different because you actually do need to go into the template and customize it with your Google link. So this is an extra step that we have to take here. So what I'm going to show you first is how to do that customization. So the first thing you want to do is within the contacts module, again, just as a reminder, click on the mail merge button here. And this opens up the list of templates that you have available to you. And you'll see here under the access column that most of these are public. So those are the ones that have been created and shared out to you, made public. Any template that you yourself create would be private. So that distinction, you can quickly tell which ones are which. So you can see here that I've got the Google review email that we've created. So I'm going to open that. And here is the content builder, and here's where I can edit. So of course, you've already gotten your Google link, as Kelly explained, the customized link. So you want to copy that to your clipboard, because here you're simply going to insert the link. You're going to embed it behind the words, "Here is the link." So to do that, just quickly double click in this sort of paragraph of text, highlight here is the link, and then click on the little link icon there to paste the link. I've pasted Besnick's actual link there. So click add, and now that's an actual live link. So now you've got this template that you've edited. This is a very important step because you have to save as new, which now means you've taken an existing template, made an edit to it, but now you have to actually save it as your own private template. If you simply click save, it's not going to do anything because it wasn't your template to begin with. So I will click save as new. You enter the template name. I've already got, so Google review, your name, whatever you want. And then the subject line, we've indicated a quick favor. I suggest just doing the same thing. You hit save, and now that the copy of the template with your change has been saved. So if I just quickly go out and go back in, you'll now see that that new template, which I've created, which is private because now it's a template that only Besnick can see, or only you can see when you do it, whereas the original one is still there. So that's it. It's pretty simple, but that is a necessary step. Unlike other templates, like I said, where you might never have to make any edits whatsoever and they'll be good to go. So that's the only difference. So now your template's there, and we can move on to actually selecting the recipients for your campaign. And Kelly has already mentioned that we've created a view that will isolate any client in your database with a Gmail address. So you can just click on that drop-down menu, which will give you all of the views that you have available to you. There's quite a long list of them. And I'm going to just scroll down until I see Google review solicitation bracket Gmail. So if I click that, I'm going to get all of Besnick's clients with an email, with a Gmail address. You see there. Okay, so now, I mean, some of you may already be familiar with this. I think some of you already do quite a lot of emailing out of Boss, but I'm going to assume that everybody's new to this, okay? So if you know all of this, just bear with me. So you can either select every single one that's come up in this view, and in Besnick's case, that's 196 contacts, or as Kelly said, it's probably very important that you sort of, you go through it and maybe pinpoint a few that you know for a fact either have maybe, have already indicated, or that you're not confident will give you a good review or whatever. You may have already reached out to them separately, but you can actually just sort of go through targeting specific ones to deselect. You can do it that way, or you can just select certain ones, whichever way. But in order to proceed, you have to have at least one of these contacts selected. With that selected, just now click on Mail Merge. You choose the template that you want, which is right at the top. Okay, and you're confident in the content because you just reviewed it. But I would suggest that you just do a quick preview, and that gives you an idea of what the email is going to look like when it goes out. And then you go down to merge details, and this is where you actually specify the parameters for sending the email. You basically have two choices. You can either send it immediately by clicking send. Everybody can see the send button, right? That's not outside of the, I'll assume yes. Or you can actually schedule it for a future date. So I'll pick tomorrow at, let's say, 10 a.m. And then I'll click schedule. So I'm obviously not going to push either of those two buttons, or Besnick will have an email sent to this client. I don't want to do that. But that's essentially all there is to that. I'll quickly exit out of here before I do something I don't want to do. So the last thing I wanted to mention is consent, because unless you do have consent recorded for your contacts, then you can schedule emails from here until doomsday and nothing's going to go out. So it's a very, very important piece. Now, I don't think we have time to really get too deep into consent here, but I just want to quickly show you that in Besnick's case, consent type is part of the view. And I sort of put that there on purpose because I want you to be able to very quickly see, how many people don't have consent recorded. So these will need to be recorded before you send your email campaign. And I can very quickly show you just one example. So I'm going to choose one of the contacts here that has no consent recorded. You go to communication. You can record manual consent, so either express or implied. Okay, and then you have to specify the nature of the consent, whether it was written, verbal, if it's a business relationship or a personal relationship. This field here is optional, but once you hit confirm, consent will have been recorded for that contact and you're good to go. Just want to point out that any new contact added, so any transaction that you've completed, since we've sort of been on Boss, which has now been a few years, any deal that's paid will automatically be recorded as implied consent post-transaction. And the rule there is you get transaction for 2 years past the maturity date. And I just want to kind of emphasize that because most deals are 5 years. That means you have implied consent for 7 years. I mean, that's as good as express consent as far as I'm concerned. 7 years is a long time. So a lot of your newer contacts, like from the last few years that you've completed a transaction for, consent will probably already be recorded. It's just when we've got, contacts in here from, say, many years previous or that never quite completed a mortgage deal, those will have blank consent and you're going to need to update that. So Kelly, I think you mentioned that, Kelly mentioned that she's going to send Scott a sort of one-page how-to that we prepared on recording consent. So, maybe he can distribute that after this session, but
That's right.
yeah,
And so she has some material that's going to be sent out to you guys first thing tomorrow morning because we're just going to organize it in a nice package for you guys and make sure it's over to you guys, whoever's on the call and some other people tomorrow. Thanks, Ann.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So that's it on how to send the email out. And I'm going to stop my screen share now. Over to you.
Yeah, and really that shows the power of having all of your data in that one spot and to be able to pull various different lists to target your customers. I mean, it's really cool that you can just, right already there is a list that you can pull of your client database of all Gmail addresses to send that, email to. And once they click that link that it's going to be easy for all of them to give you a Google review. And that particular email, we have tested it and it has been used quite a lot. So I'm really confident in the subject line and the copy that it will drive. Again, Rose Baldwin with a very big database, she must have sent us 10 emails during the day just saying, I just can't believe how many people are responding to this and so happy to do it. So that
wonderful.
was very powerful. So we're confident in the process. It definitely works. And as you can see with both the example with Besnick and Rose, they both are up and running with a lot of great Google reviews. And now they've added it to their process and off they go. Okay.
Wonderful. Now for those two people, like I saw it in Sheila, who just came on here now, this kind of stuff for Boss, make sure you reach out to me after the call because we're doing some more Boss training for you guys to find where that stuff is a little easier. So in case you were wondering, just anyone who hasn't been more familiarized, let me know after the session.
Okay.
Sure.
So you now have your Google My Business account set up, and you are getting your reviews. So don't stop there. You want to leverage those reviews. Those reviews are golden. I love reviews. And the one thing I see all the time, because I monitor so many brokers, is that people want to celebrate your success. They want to congratulate you. When awards come out, I love it when brokers post their award pictures. Everybody jumps in and gives you a lot of social activity. And of course, when you have lots of social activity on a specific post, what does Facebook do? They feed it up even more. So just very, very powerful. So here is, up here is Besnick's first review that he got. Took it out and put it into a nice social post and put it out on his social media. So not only is that review now helping him in his Google My Business account, but he's further leveraging it on his social media. Okay, when you post these, always make sure you put some copy at the top, something like, this is why I love my business so much. Here is, seeing reviews like this just makes my day. Any kind of comment, it just makes it that much more personal. Here again, Raki Madan, she has something like 206 5-star Google reviews. And again, she dresses everyone up as well and posts it on her social media. She gets it out there on her Facebook, on her LinkedIn, and on her Instagram. That kind of social proof is just so powerful. So what I really love about these reviews is that they're working for you on Google, and then you're taking them and leveraging each one as well. And once you get a bunch of them, you don't want to sort of drip them out. Say you launch the Google review campaign and you get a bunch of reviews, I would sort of leak those out, maybe every 10 days. And then again, you're always, so your audience is like, wow, here's another review. And it really, really builds over time. So canva.com is a great site there. You can just take your copy and develop a little post for it and save it and dress it up any way you want. And then you have something that you can post. Here is another one. Bez, again, is using our recommendation of not just getting Google reviews, but also Facebook reviews. Now, Facebook reviews are not 5 stars. They don't do that anymore. It's basically, do you recommend the business or not? And here he's dressed up his Facebook review and got that out as well. Okay. And over here, this is Mortgages by Sarah Collins. If you're not comfortable or not up and running on Instagram, I suggest that you follow her to get an idea of what she's doing. She's a very successful mortgage broker Instagrammer, and she was actually nominated for the Mortgage Awards of Excellence for Best Marketing for her Instagram work. So if you're not up to speed on Instagram, I always recommend following somebody first and seeing what they're doing and getting a good idea if it's going to work for you or not. And what she does is a little bit different. She doesn't, she has this sign cut out and she takes a picture of her new clients holding the sign. And obviously this was a pre-COVID picture. But again, it's a very powerful, the happy smiles and, that kind of concept really works. And then she puts the review in the copy. It's just another way of doing it. But any successes you have like that, new clients, reviews, always get them out and showcase, especially now. I really feel people want to congratulate people and it makes your day, it makes you feel good, right? So we do have these 2 review posts, a 5-star review that Scott will send out. You can also use these posts. And with these posts, you can just, this is the image, and then you can put the review in the copy. You don't necessarily have to have the review on the post. You can also use these as an example, and you just download this picture, you upload it in your post, and then you put the copy above. So these also are nice posts that pop in your news feed, and there you go. So this whole thing for the part 1 was just, the importance of opening a Google My Business account, very easy to open. You just put in your basic business information. You have to wait for your Google postcard. Once your account is verified, you launch it. And then what you're going to want to do is customize that review link so that you have it. There's a lot of times you might want to reference your Google review link. And then you execute the campaign. You go back to your past clients. And again, the whole concept of if you go to those with Gmail addresses, you're going to have a much higher success chance. It's easier for clients because you know 100% they're already logged in. You can go to your full database. We've definitely had brokers that have done that. Or you could say, okay, I'm going to go to my Gmail clients. Everybody that's not Gmail, I'm going to ask them for a Facebook review because, and if they don't have Facebook, I've seen that. Bez actually sent me an email. He says, look at this client. He's telling me he's not on anything. And believe it or not, that still is the case these days. He says, what do? I said, just ask for someone to just reply and give you a review by email. And then you can add that to your website. Always add your reviews to your website. And then you can dress it up and put it on your social media. So if they're not on any of these platforms, that doesn't mean that you cannot leverage or get a review from that customer.
Wonderful.
Okay.
That's great, Kelly. Thanks so much. Is there any way you can give us a little bit of a drip campaign or a teaser for the next one that's coming up of some of the things, or is that going to be kind of you're going to see what you have to have in your bag of goodies there to present to us in the future?
Yeah, there's so much you can do with your Google, and everyone seems to stop at this point. And but you can add pictures to your Google My Business listing, and you can add posts, and you can add commentary, and there's so much you can do to leverage it and work it. And most people just stop here. You know, when I was working with Bez and Rose, I said, now do this, this, and this. But they stopped because that's pretty typical of brokers just wanting to stop at that point. I want reviews, but working your Google account will definitely help you in search and help you get more customers. And
Wonderful.
It's like anything. You have something out there, you want to get it to be as perfect and leverage it as best you can. And there are other things that you can do to leverage your Google My Business other than just getting reviews.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you too, one thing that's interesting is when I was on this call here with you guys, there's only 24 of you. So I took about a handful of names, Googled them myself, and was surprised to not see a lot of you on the first Google search. So, I mean, it's one thing to take this information, but the next step is to really kind of utilize it. Like, and just a quick quirk before we go on, Kelly's like, I used to work in a search engine optimization spot, and I'll tell you, it's so important for you to be seen at the top of those searches and also be represented properly in those searches too. And it's so this is a very valuable source of information for you growing as a business, especially if you're in an area where, you know, there's not a lot of people there. People are just going to Google your name or Google mortgage or Google something like that, and you got to be found, right? So it's a great tool, and I can't wait to hear what happens in the second part of this for sure.
Yeah, I remember when Rose first talked to me, and she said she's been a broker for many, many years, and she says, you know what, I actually don't want to do this, but I know I have to.
Yeah, that's the classic line.
She said, where do I start? And I just gave her the link. I said, you got to open up the account, get it going. And then as she set it up, and she was so excited when she got that postcard from Google. It was like, oh my gosh, I got my postcard. And she sent me a picture of it. And I said, okay, so you're on your way. Now activate that account. And then I walked her through how to get her review link. And she executed the Gmail campaign. She went to her Gmail addresses because she had quite a big database. And again, it's really working for her. And you know, people are Googling your name if they ever get a referral from you, and they will absolutely read those reviews. It's very, very critical. And then you definitely want to package them up and get them out on your social media. There's so many, you know, marketing can be a lot of work and effort, but I really don't see a lot of work and effort into this. It's probably one of the simplest things you could do with the highest return.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it, Dylan.
So while we were talking, I grabbed my link. I did have a Google page set up and I have 0 reviews. So I'm your classic candidate of somebody who could have been doing this, right? So I grabbed my link, I've written my email, and I printed out an application page for all the applicants that I've done over the last like 5 years. And it spit out like 23 pages. And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I'm on page 3 and I've already got like 45 emails for customers that I know will give me a good review. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to get inundated with phone calls here.
Uh-oh.
Should I do this email, do like one a week for the next couple weeks?
You know what? That is true. That is a very good point, actually. With Rose, and you remember, did Rose send that out? I think it was all at once. And I remember that one day, it was pretty much all she could do is, because people were, not everybody responded to her, but she did get a lot of people emailing right back and saying, absolutely, Rose Denham, you would get the same thing. Clients
yeah.
want to do this for you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really pleased that you asked. They're not inconvenienced by it at all. And, you know, the link is right there. You know, sometimes businesses will say, well, can you please give me a Google review? They might or they might not, but doing it through this whole review process makes it so easy for them.
If you print out your old applications, you can go through and go, yeah, that one's a good one. No, not that one. Oh yeah, that one's good. That one's good. and then I've been plugging them into my my email, and like 85% of them have a Gmail account.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Yes. Yep. Yep. So you know 100%.
Yeah, there's going to be reviews there.
It's
in a
going to be
week.
very, very easy for them to give you that review.
But if I finish this list of pages, I'm going to have a couple hundred emails sent out to a couple hundred people. I don't know. That's going to be a busy couple of days fielding hello, how are you doing phone calls and referrals as well. That maybe I think I'm going to split it up into 3.
Yeah,
That's
I think
probably-
it's going to be a big juice to your business, really.
Yeah.
It's a
And
business
this is the
app, for sure.
perfect time to do that, actually, Denham.
So that's a good point too, Dan. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys to see how much business you want to attend to that. So I mean, pick what months you see historically have been slower for you, and maybe just kind of capitalize at that time too. So that's something you could also kind of work with. But Denim, yeah, that's a very good point. But yeah, I think it's up to the broker and the amount of business you've done at this point, right? So for sure. Are there any other questions, guys? I don't see anything in the chat here, but also too, if you guys do have any further questions that come up after you've done your account, just email me and I'll loop Kelly in, or give Kelly a call quickly. You guys are more than welcome to always bother me with any questions you guys have, and make sure that, you know, if anything does come up or any questions come up while you're doing it. I have an account, or I had an account when I was working as a broker. It's probably not there anymore, but it was definitely very effective when I was getting started, especially. So you make sure you have that account set up, and then you know, go play with it and have some fun with it, and then get back to us with questions too.
Yeah, so Scott, I will send you this presentation.
Wonderful, thank you. So much.
I will send those those review posts and the consent form. And maybe Anne could also write out the steps to executing the campaign in Boss.
Wonderful, that'd be great.
That would, Anne, if you don't mind doing that, that would be very helpful.
So that's why
No,
I
not
said,
at all.
guys. That's why I said, guys, wait for my email to follow up on this tomorrow. I've given myself the afternoon to kind of follow up on any questions that come up, and I'll send all the information in the morning so you guys can kind of go over it. Questions I'm more than happy to answer for you guys all day long. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's exciting. And I just love seeing when the reviews start coming in. Denim, I'm going to really follow you because I know you're just going to get a ton of them.
yep,
Yeah, it'd be fun to see.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
So like, there's no other questions that I see right now. Everything else just seems to something I could follow up with. We have 4 minutes left, so I don't want to keep anybody for the rest of their day, but thank you everyone for coming out today. And Lucas, thank you for your input there, and everyone else who's kind of taken part in this. Part 2 is gonna be awesome. So I look forward for you guys to get everything started, or the ones who already have theirs to go and look back at them again. Denham said he hadn't looked at his in a while, and he was surprised at what's going on. Do the same with yours, because there's always some improvement, and there's always upgrades that happen in this tech industry on this side of things to make them the best, because there are other options out there for these types of search engine optimization, or any kind of Google ads or like anything else that's out there. So they're always in competition to do more and to be better. So there's always something new to find out. So keep at it, and we'll definitely be updating you guys when Kelly comes back for round 2, and hopefully Ann can come back as well. So thank you, Kelly, so much for today, and Ann as well. Your input was amazing. We really appreciate having you guys on Scott Talks again, and we'll have you guys back very shortly after everyone gets up and running. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a
Bye.
good day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Happy
Okay.
Google reviewing.
Bye-bye, everyone.